Every morning, millions of people start their day the exact same way. They walk into the bathroom, turn on the shower, grab a bar of soap or a bottle of body wash, and never think twice about what's actually inside it. Because why would they? The brands feel familiar, trusted, safe. Dove, Dial, Irish Spring, Axe, products people have used for decades. But after digging through FDA filings, EPA reports, federal lawsuits, and independent ingredient databases, I found something disturbing. Some of America's most popular soap brands aren't technically soap at all. Some use fragrance blends companies legally don't have to fully disclose. One was built around an antibacterial chemical the FDA eventually banned, and another used a preservative that slowly releases formaldehyde over time. This isn't conspiracy content, these are documented facts. And by the end of this video, you're probably going to look at the label in your shower very differently. Let's start with one almost everyone recognizes. Number 5, Irish Spring. That bright green bar has been marketed for decades as the smell of freshness. Clean outdoors, mountain air, masculine energy. But flip the box over and you'll notice something interesting almost immediately. Fragrance. Just one word. And legally, that one word can hide dozens of undisclosed chemicals because fragrance formulas are protected as trade secrets under US labeling law. That means companies don't have to tell you exactly what's inside the scent mixture you're rubbing onto your skin every day. The Environmental Working Group, which tracks ingredient safety data using public toxicology and regulatory databases, has flagged multiple Irish Spring products for concerns tied to synthetic fragrance and artificial dyes. And those dyes? They serve zero cleaning purpose. They're there to make the soap look more appealing on the shelf. The American Academy of Dermatology has identified fragrance as one of the most common triggers of cosmetic skin irritation and allergic reactions. And once you notice the word fragrance on one label, you start seeing it everywhere, including the next brand. Number 4, Dial Antibacterial. For years, Dial built its reputation around one promise: kills germs better than regular soap. Sounds reassuring, right? Except in 2016, the FDA banned triclosan, the antibacterial chemical used in many consumer soaps for decades. After manufacturers failed to prove it was safe for long-term daily use, or even more effective than plain soap and water, read that again. The ingredient millions of Americans had been washing with for years was removed after federal regulators concluded there wasn't enough evidence it was safe. Studies had already linked triclosan to hormone disruption, and a study found traces of triclosan in the urine of roughly 75% of Americans tested. That's not rare exposure, that's mass exposure. Dial eventually reformulated. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Many antibacterial soaps switched to replacement chemicals that regulators are still reviewing today. And according to both the CDC and FDA, plain soap and water works just as well for preventing illness in normal everyday use. So the antibacterial advantage most people were paying for, it may never have existed in the first place. Now the next one is different because this brand targets teenagers. Number 3, Axe Body Wash. Axe doesn't sell cleanliness, it sells identity, confidence, attraction, masculinity. And it markets heavily to teenage boys and young men, a group that is probably least likely to stop and read an ingredient label. Independent ingredient reviews have repeatedly flagged some Axe formulations for synthetic fragrance blends and artificial dyes. But the bigger issue is cumulative exposure. If someone starts using heavily fragranced body wash at 14 and keeps using it for 20 years, that adds up. And again, the dyes in these products exist almost entirely for visual marketing. The electric blue gel, the neon green color, the black liquid, that isn't skincare, it's branding. Now at this point, maybe you're thinking, okay, but surely the most trusted brands are safer. That brings us to number 2, and this is where the story changes. Dove. The white bar, the soft branding. Dove built something almost no personal care brand ever achieves: emotional trust. People didn't just buy Dove, they believed in it. Which is why this next part surprises so many people. Dove isn't legally classified as soap. That's why the packaging says beauty bar. Under FDA definitions, true soap is made through saponification. Dove's formula is a synthetic detergent bar, a Syndet bar instead. Now to be fair, Syndet bars are not automatically dangerous. In fact, dermatologists sometimes recommend them because they can be gentler. But most consumers have absolutely no idea there's even a difference, and that's only the beginning. Dove products have faced criticism over ingredients like DMDM-hydantoin, a preservative that slowly releases formaldehyde over time. Formaldehyde is classified as a known human carcinogen in high enough exposures. Dove has stated it's been phasing these out. But the bigger issue here is trust. In 2024, Unilever, Dove's parent company, faced federal lawsuits over naturally derived claims. Now, lawsuits do not prove guilt, but a federal judge allowed claims to move forward. The gap between marketing and reality became hard to ignore. But the number one brand surprised me the most, because millions of people still think this brand represents pure soap. Number 1, Ivory. Ivory's famous slogan, 99 and 44 over 100% pure, has existed for more than a century, but it's also a Syndet bar under FDA standards. And independent testing has repeatedly measured Ivory's pH significantly higher than normal skin pH. Why does that matter? Because your skin has a natural protective barrier called the acid mantle, and overly alkaline cleansers can disrupt it. That tight, squeaky clean feeling some soaps create, that's not necessarily cleanliness. Sometimes it's your skin barrier being stripped away. So after everything I looked through, I kept asking one question. Are there any brands actually trying to be transparent? A few stood out. Kirk's Original Castile Soap keeps its formula extremely simple. Soap from coconut oil, water, glycerin, and salt. That's it. Dr. Bronner's became one of the most heavily certified mainstream brands in America, carrying USDA organic and EWG verified certifications. And Everyone's Soap earned EWG verified status by fully disclosing ingredients and avoiding controversial preservatives and fragrance mixtures. No mystery blends, no vague marketing language, no pretending consumers shouldn't ask questions. So here's the easiest thing you can do after this video. Go into your bathroom tonight and flip over your soap bottle. Look for 3 things. First, does it actually say soap? Or does it say beauty bar, cleansing bar, or moisturizing bar? Second, do you see the word fragrance with no explanation after it? And third, is there any independent certification at all? EWG verified, USDA organic, Leaping Bunny. Because here's the reality. The soap aisle runs on trust. Most people buy the same products their parents bought. Then they use them every single day for years without ever reading the ingredient list once. But regulators have started asking harder questions. Lawsuits are exposing gaps, and consumers are finally paying attention. You don't need to panic. You don't need to throw everything away, but you should know what you're using. Because once you start reading the labels, you realize the cleanest looking products aren't always the cleanest products at all.